Here we are. I'm Steve deCastro, President and CEO at Gorham Savings Bank. I'm joined by Jeanne Hulit, President and CEO of Maine Community Bank. We're here to talk about a merger of equals.
As Mutual Savings Bank, we are coming together as partners and as equals. We have shared governance. We carefully negotiated the different roles that our team and your team would have. So Steve will be the CEO. We have a new board of directors, which is a combined board of 50% from the old Gorham Savings and 50% from Maine Community Bank. It's a shared governance model, and it's a combining of resources rather than any type of acquisition for either side. We also have a senior management team that's pulling from the leadership of both banks that will be really a transformative leadership team for this organization.
We have spent a lot of time to make sure that there is clarity around the shared responsibility of stewarding this new organization. And there are some things that will be taken from legacy Gorham Savings. There are other things that will be used from legacy Maine Community Bank. We're trying to take the best of both organizations and move them forward. And I feel like we've struck the right balance. I think when people heard the news of the merger, they understood it's truly a merger. It's not an acquisition. It's again, a way to kind of take the best of breed and be a financial powerhouse.
As I talk to our colleagues, they remember what it was like to leave their original brand of Biddeford Savings or Mechanic Savings behind and become Maine Community Bank. And there's a certain amount of sting that comes with changing your legacy brand, but then that quickly has been overcome by the pride of having a brand that doesn't just speak to a town or a region. It speaks to where we are today as a widespread community bank that has more growth ahead. So I just wanted to say we've been through that experience of changing the legacy name to this new brand, and our customers have received it very well, as have our employees.
Understandably, there is a lot of loyalty to the Gorham Savings Bank name, but our organization, our employees, and we're hearing from our customers, they understand that to have a more flexible, more geographically aligned brand, Maine Community Bank, makes a lot of sense for us. So I feel like we're in a good place. People just feel connected to GSB, and part of that is the culture, and I feel like that's something that's never going away.
Right.
We'll have to find ways to honor the Gorham Savings Bank name. I know you've done that with Biddeford and Mechanics, and we will do that. But as far as the organization is moving forward, Maine Community Bank makes all the sense in the world.
Well, thank you. I like to say our name says it all. We're focused on Maine. We're a community bank. And that's the message we wanted to convey in the name to our customers is this is where we want to be. We're not building a bigger bank to go elsewhere.
Yeah, agreed. And that goes back to me to those discussions between our boards where there was not an interest in being being all over the place.
Right.
We want to be focused.
And combine two strong banks. Gorham Savings has a larger asset size, one more branch than we do. We have strong capital. We have a strong presence in Androscoggin County and in York County. And of course, Gorham Savings is a real dominant player in Cumberland County. So coming together and sharing that strength and asset size and balance sheet to move forward under a shared governance model, I think is really what describes a merger of equals.
With the larger sized organization, we'll be able to handle some larger borrowing needs. I think about the low-income housing space and how we get tapped out pretty easily, but those exposures are, from a credit standpoint, low risk and so hugely beneficial for our communities, and this will give us a chance to participate at a greater level. I think of it in somewhat simple terms. As a $1.6 billion bank, we can't afford certain opportunities. I think about like data analytics or AI, those types of things that as a close to $3 billion bank, we'll be able to invest in those opportunities.
I would say that it was really heartening when I read your strategic plan and I saw that Your vision was to be the bank of choice in the markets you serve, and that's literally the same vision we have. So I think we both have, and we define our markets the same way.
The three priorities that I've led every one of my discussions internally and externally is that our priorities were our customers, our employees, and our community. And every decision we made was centered around those three stakeholders.
So people are going to want to know next step, and some customers have said, can I go into a Gorham Savings Bank and make a deposit for Maine Community Bank now? So we want to be realistic about the timeline. We're making our regulatory application at the end of January. Then it goes into what I call the regulatory black hole, where we wait for them to come back to us with more information and give their approval. Once they've approved the merger, we then have 6 months to pick the day that we're going to do the merger legally. And then after we're legally merged, while we'll have the same policies and management structure, et cetera, we would still be operating under two different core systems until we can execute a conversion. So our customers will still be dealing with the branch or the bank center that they were working with before.
I'd say probably the number one question I've gotten was around, will my account number and routing number change?
Yeah.
And based on that timeline, we're looking at 18 months to possibly 2 years before any of that would happen. We'd all like it to happen sooner. Mm-hmm. There is a benefit to this period of time where we have to go through the regulatory approval. We can plan. We can really get deep into the planning process. So we'll use that time wisely.
We will, and we'll communicate with our customers all along the process in multiple different ways, so nobody is surprised.
It's been an amazing year and a half of working with you to bring this to fruition, and I am so excited for what this means for our combined organization here in the future.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm excited as well.